you're on YouTube, right? YouTube pushes Zionist propaganda. Why isn't she making a sandwich?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
I don't even care, bro. I would nuke Gaza if Brett Cooper would do a split like that.
I was sent a clip of our Muslim brother Sneako crossing the line in terms of making jokes about, in his words, nuking Gaza so he could date Daily Wire presenter Brett Cooper.
It was a joke because Daily Wire supports Israel and they're nuking Gaza. So I was joking about how they support Israel by saying I was going to snip the Zionists.
Before I go on, I would like to say I do believe Sneako genuinely is a Muslim, and he has spoken out against Zionists and Israel emphatically.
Thank you.
He's also raised money for Palestine, and recently he has...
Oh, the first Haram police member who actually said the good we're doing, love speech.
Shone a massive light on the dawah scene by collaborating with so many Muslim content creators across the board. He's basically crossed the scene over to his streaming audience, and who knows how many new Muslims that will result in. However, there are just some things you just don't joke about. Not only are you mocking the lost lives of the Ummah, these are not laughing matters. We can say he's a new Muslim, but Sneako is not stupid. He knows the deen to a certain extent now. The efforts this brother has put in terms of even doing Umrah in Mecca and surrounding himself with practicing Muslims shows he is serious about Islam. But once again, we can't mock the Shaheed and the oppressed. That makes us no better than the Islamophobes and Zionists to do this on a daily basis. The whole Sneako taking a liking to Brett Cooper thing is a running joke from a few years ago, from when the brother wasn't Muslim, and it seems he's choosing to keep that going as it is an inside joke he shares with his audience.
And exactly, I gotta be honest with the Muslims. I'm just gonna say it straight up. I want to become a perfect worshiping Muslim. Like, as of now, like, even streaming, I'm not. You know, like, I still play music. There's things that could be perfect. But to do, like, good content and be able to maintain the relevancy that's maybe, you know, have access to do all these collabs with all the sheikhs that, you know, I brought it to a lot of big audience during the month of Ramadan. It's because I'm still enveloped in this world. My goal is to strive, like, am I going to be doing slightly haram content forever, like making jokes? No. But for now, like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Like, I'm not even convinced that it's completely haram to make jokes, right? It's all about your intentions. And so if you, Muslims, if you come to my stream expecting complete dawah content and Islamic student and knowledge content all the time, I can't do that. I'm not going to do that. But eventually, you know, I should strive to do that, but it's step by step. I think the expectations are a little bit too high right now. But it's good to have that expectation because it makes you want to be better.
As far as I know, Brett Cooper hasn't explicitly taken sides in the Israel-Palestine situation, but she hasn't called out the atrocities being committed either, like Candace Owens admirably did. And Brett doesn't have to, but her neutral silence means as Muslims we should just be silent on her too, and not give her any positive attention either. Unlike brother Sneako, who I believe had a momentary slip between his old way of thinking and his new way of life. But I feel if he just apologised and owned up to his mistake rather than digging his heels in to fight the backlash by spinning it as using free speech and humour to combat cancel culture, we could all just move on from this. Zionist censorship of free speech doesn't occur when you mock Palestine. It occurs when you defend them or expose Israeli propaganda. So the point the brother is making isn't valid. The Prophet Mohammed, peace be upon him, stated that the global Muslim Ummah is like one body. If one of us feels pain somewhere, we all feel it. We should never make jokes at the expense of the lost lives of our brothers and sisters and children, and those currently living this real life.
I was making a joke at the expense of Zionists. I understand, but all right, bro.
Story in Gaza.
She's making a good point.
I agree that haram police at times can be over the top. I get so many comments from them, but to be fair,
she's coming in with the pure heart. She's being genuine with what she's saying.
Are Muslims, and sometimes they are right. There's been times where I've had to humble myself and act on the stern advice of the so-called haram police because they were in the right. And yes, there are plenty of times they are wrong and just being judgmental, but let's take our egos out of this. As Muslims, we abide by the Sharia. If we are out with those boundaries and someone points that
Jacosta said, why isn't she making a sandwich? Hey, maybe she finished the sandwich and she turned on the camera.
Out, we should correct ourselves immediately. I do believe brother Sneako is sincere as a Muslim, but I think he took a major L with mocking Palestine and joking about haram relations with a female who works for an organisation that pushes Zionist propaganda. The Qur'an tells...
Yeah, you're on YouTube, right? YouTube pushes Zionist propaganda. Like, you know what? We're not perfect. Like, anybody who makes content, there's always going to be hypocrisy.